when did you have a moment ki Hasunga to Phasunga in life?
So I'll give you Ishqiya ka example. So this actor is Salman Shahid. He has a peculiar way of talking. Okay. And that the way he was talking was making Vidya and me laugh. Okay. And Vidya is another one who can't control a laugh. So we have Vidya, we have me, we have Nasiruddin Shah, who's a very serious actor who doesn't mess around. And we have Salman Shahid, who starts saying his line, and three of us start laughing. So, and it was so mean. I started giving him a bit reason why. So he's asking, "Kya hua? Kya hua?" So I'm giving some. वो आपने जब वो कहा था ना तो वो याद आया ना.
You normally tease people who you love. That's why I don't tease Arshad.
For all film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Thank you so much for joining me, my favorite gentleman. Now, who would have thought Circuit and Dr. Asthana on the same side?
Only smart people get us together. Amazon did that.
You know, Circuit and Asthana never really met properly in the entire film. Not even once. They didn't have an exchange of even one word. So strange.
So they both decided, let's be on the same side and grill the rest.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
So, but honestly, tell me, Hasse Toh Phasse, it's a novel concept. You have the people that you have, I look at their faces and I smile, including when I see you both also, I have this little smile playing on me. So what was that entire experience like when you both came on board for this particular show?
I think for me, it started off the moment, you know, it was great to start shooting for something about 8 months into the lockdown. I had never stepped out of the house till then. So on the first day of shooting, I felt like I'm going to the moon. I felt like Neil Armstrong. I'm sitting in my car in the Apollo 11, looking that way and saying, take off, blast off, 10, 9, 8, 7. I actually did that. Go! And we drove to the set. And then, of course, the happiness was short-lived because I bumped into Arshad Warsi.
I knew you were saying sick.
And then, of course, guess what? And then after that, what we got to do is just sit on two nice, lovely, comfortable sofas, walk around this beautiful room, which was pretty well designed, great set, munch away, call for breakfast, pick up the phone because no one was allowed to come into the room, pick up the phone. It was like room service. Do your thing and watch these 10 guys do their thing. What more can you ask for? It's the nicest way to spend time. And then there's a little secret I have. Don't tell anybody, but I got paid for it also. So that's even better, right? There you go.
I want your job, Boman sir.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Achha, you also tell me everyone's running for your job too, yeah? You also got paid for it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's a hold on that. They're just thinking, they're waiting for Diwali.
Actually, we are fixing the amount, how much I have to pay them to be on the show. So I'll tell you what, with me, I hate getting out of my house, okay? So lockdown was in a way nice because I had my kids also with me. All of us were in the house, it was great. For me to get out of the house, there has to be a really solid reason, okay? And after this chaos and the fright of should we go out, should we not, then you get, city was just barely opening up. Work was barely starting. So when I heard the concept, that by itself was good enough reason for me to get there. Okay. And of course, as much as this old man would say things about me, but I love him. And I was more than happy it was Boman because I said, good, I have to go to a set with a person who's not somebody who stresses you out. You know what I mean? He's an easy guy. So I said, no problem. So all that put together, I said, yeah, this is a good reason to start work post the pandemic. And yes, the show, and as Boman said, I'm not kidding. I don't think I've done a much more easier and better job, happier job than this. We actually sat, laughed our way through, had fun. I just told Boman, I said, you know what, next time we'll call friends. We'll say we're having dinner. We'll have dinner. It'll be great because monitors lage 10 talented comedians हंसा रहे हैं आपको, आप बैठो खाना ऑर्डर करो, have your drink, chat with your friends is the best way to spend the day. So yeah, I think this has been a treat.
This is the worst advertisement for a price hike for the next year. The worst advertisement. Just keep your mouth shut, say we were miserable and work very hard.
I might get paid next year. That's the whole idea.
That's
Hike is far away.
Yeah.
My God, I mean, I can well imagine what a riot it was. But just tell me, those 10 were trying their best not to laugh. But could you be laughing? What was it like?
Yeah, of course.
We were laughing so loudly that say, if you look at it geographically, our set was, say, here, then there's a long passage, and then their room. So we're talking about at least 20 meters away. Their set is on that side. And every time they would crack a joke and they felt nobody's laughing because they're not allowed to laugh, but they could hear us laughing from that distance. And it made them feel good because we were laughing so loudly. We are allowed to laugh. There's no rules. There's no...
We were really laughing. I'm telling you, it was insane. As I said, when you see the show, you know what we experienced.
Wow. But how does one control their laugh? Like the one of them told me, actually, Boman sir had suggested how to control your laugh, like biting your tongue. What do you do in a situation when you're told you cannot laugh? So like this.
I cannot do this. I won't even try anything like that.
You would have failed anyways if you were a participant.
I would not. I will laugh.
Actually, you can't, because when you bite your tongue and you control, when it bursts, it's like that, it goes like that and stuff comes out of your mouth. So I wouldn't recommend that either.
I don't know.
Laugh when you want to control it. These guys were
not
to laugh.
Guys, don't listen to Boman. Kill you up.
But both of you... But when did you have a moment ki Hasunga to Phasunga in life?
अरे बाप रे, हमारे साथ तो मुझे लगता है हर shooting set पे होता है.
While we're acting, it happens, you know.
Many times I have
take, right? Arshad?
There's a sequence in Ishqiya where, I mean, it happened many times. Many times. So I'll give you Ishqiya for example. So this actor was there, Salman Shahid. He has a peculiar way of talking. Okay. And the way he was talking was making Vidya and me laugh. Okay, and Vidya is another one who can't control a laugh. So we have Vidya, we have me, we have Nasiruddin Shah, who's a very serious actor who doesn't mess around. And we have Salman Shahid, who starts saying his line, and three of us start laughing. So, and it was so mean.
So Nasir was also laughing.
Yeah, he couldn't handle it himself.
That must have been funny. Need to revisit Ishqiya now.
I started giving him a bit reason why. So he's asking, "Kya hua? Kya hua?" So I'm giving some. वो आपने जब वो कहा था ना तो वो याद आया ना सब rubbish. Yeah, it happens.
It happens on a set.
You said something about you're meeting your father-in-law for the first time, Boman sir. What happened there?
You are keeping track of everything I said. My father. No, that was just a joke. Why are you getting me into trouble, man? Make sure this gets edited, please. Nothing. No.
You still get tortured by the wife now?
No.
Salban.
Not at all.
Thing, yeah.
Just a joke. Yeah. You normally tease people who you love. That's why I don't tease Arshad.
So I should keep that in mind when my brother pulls my leg.
Yeah, of course. You only tease people you love. You only do that. And Zenobia is a great sport. And now her father's become a great sport. Earlier he was not, yeah.
So Boman sir, tell us your moment, yeah.
My moment, actually, it's happened many times on a set. When somebody gets angry, for example. Someone starts screaming on the set, you can't control your laughter, and then you got to get into the scene, and then you start laughing, and then it's called the giggles, and it doesn't stop. Especially when somebody says an action, and the words don't come out, then everybody laughs, and it becomes contagious, and then the director shouts again, and then it's really infectious. I don't remember a specific situation.
Okay. So anyways, both of you, I like about the fact is like how you have transitioned and, done so many platforms, be it theater, film, digital. What do you think of the current scenario when everyone's consuming content on OTT platforms as actors and creative people? How do you feel about this change that's happening around us?
Can I answer first, Arshad?
Please do.
I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. This OTT situation is absolutely fantastic. For one, so many actors are working, so many technicians are working, so many writers are writing. And for OTT, we cannot be dependent on set pieces, in the sense big action sequences or what have you. It's the story that actually has to be extremely strong. So writers are being taken more and more seriously these days. Of course, there will be films that will be made for the OTT, and then there'll be films that will be made for the big screen. More spectacular stuff has to be watched on the big screen. And stuff for OTT is OTT specific, especially a series or an original that does not have to be an extravaganza. Let's put it that way. And I think it's wonderful that there'll be an audience that will go and watch a movie in the cinema, and there'll be an audience that can continuously and any time of the day, night, or year watch something in the sanctity of your home. I think it's fantastic. We shouldn't be threatened by anything. We should be grateful that we have this situation.
One of the nicest thing that OTT has done actually is given jobs to so many talents. We have suddenly seen some great actors which we had no clue they existed. Suddenly we see some great writing. The other factor is, when you're doing a film, there are a lot of do's and don'ts, and so much is at stake that you have to compromise with your creativity to make the audience get into the theater. You understand? That fear is not there on OTT. I think the channels don't really care.
Story
they
is
want
key.
Content. That's it. They really don't care if you have a big star doing it or if you have anybody who's a good actor doing it, as long as the job is done to the T. So all these factors, for me, interviews. I'm a lazy man. I don't like to get out of my house. This is so nice for me. This is so nice. I save hours, especially in a city like Mumbai, to go travel from one spot to the other. You've just taken away 1.5 to 2 hours are gone.
And you have to go through the jungle that's behind you. You have to go all the way through the jungle. Yeah.
It's so, you save so much of time. You get time to spend with the family. There is so much. It's so much nicer. So I'm absolutely fine with this. Of course, the fact is for me, movies will always be movies. Because for me, movies is just not about watching a film or a story or an actor. For me, it's an experience to going into a theater, sitting, eating a popcorn and watching it with your friends. It's a day. It's an event. So movies are movies always. They'll always be. But this
Boman
is
Sorry?
True. No, I was just saying, Boman sir, you should be proud of your son's directorial, and everyone's talking about it.
He did good. He did good. He showed us wonderful sensitive side, and he showed a lot of I think he made some wonderful choices while directing, but it's the correct thing, not the diplomatic thing to say, but it's the correct thing to say that he had two wonderful actors. That's one of the best decisions. I told both of them, one of the best decisions he made as a director was to cast Shefali Manav. I think they did such a wonderful job, and I feel extremely proud. I feel very shy talking about it and raising that, but I feel extremely proud of Kayo and his ease with the craft. His ease with it's very good. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And so nice that Kayo has actually kind of restoring or making up for all the lack of talent Boman has. It's so nice.
Thank you.
He has.
I have no problem
He's
with
brought
that.
the family's name up again. The name that Boman destroyed with his performance, Kayo has raised it back up. So it's really nice.
I just love it. I take it.
Good to have a son like this.
Don't think you're offending me in the least. I'm not at all offended. I'm loving it.
I know you.
Yeah.
Awesome. But you both are so talented, have given us some fabulous movies. I mean, whether it's Boman sir's Ghosla, 3 Idiots, Munna Bhai, both of you together, whether it's Ishqiya, I mean, the list is endless. But what is that one change both of you as actors want to see going forward now in terms of content, kind of movies you want written and parts being written for actors like you or for generally around?
I'll say this, that I touched upon this a little earlier. Earlier, there used to be a single screen. You went to see the movie. You were very grateful. You came out good or bad. You say, I had a good evening, well, on a Friday or a Sunday. Then it became the multiplex where you had a choice between 2 or 3 movies. You walked into one. If you didn't like it, you walk out and say, let's go for this one. You too. Now, on the flick of a button, you can choose 1,000. You can spend 6 hours choosing that one film before you start. But if in the first 15 minutes, you aren't engaged because of the story and the writing, then you are in you're flicked off, and you'll pick on another thing, right? So I think what has happened is that writing has become a very, very important it should have always been, by the way. And I sense that writers will now come to the fore, and writers will actually be the content kings. What do you do? What do you tell an actor? Act by reading out of a directory. You need a good script. You got whatever. How does a director direct? He doesn't open a directory and direct. He needs a great script. And I think writers and I this is the wrong platform to kind of bring this up. But since you mentioned it, for the last 2 years, I've been working on something called Spiral Bound, which I'm running classes every day. In the pandemic, 310 classes I've run called Spiral Bound, only on writing. Because I've studied in New York and I have a guru myself, and I'm sharing those experiences with writers. My guru is an Oscar-winning writer of the film Birdman, and whatever he taught me, I'm sharing with writers. And I think it is the most important aspect. A director is nothing without a good script. Neither is a producer, neither is an actor. An actor can cry and emote and do what he wants, but I don't care if I'm not part of a good story. I'm not part of a good narrative. So this is my little thing that I'm pushing this very strongly for writers. Writers are the stars today.
Totally agree.
Sorry, I had to mention that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Maybe I'll enroll for that.
You should. I'm sorry, I don't mean that, but you're most welcome.
It sounded so bad.
No, it sounded bad. It was not bad. But everyone is welcome, Pooja. Everyone is welcome.
Yeah.
Everyone, you want to come, join. No more questions asked, no money taken.
Oh, I think I will.
And I'll tell you why. After
After
2 days, people will get fed up if they just come for the kick of it, right? Only the ones who are interested in being good writers will hang around. Who knows?
Which is true.
Yeah.
Arshad.
What? I completely forgot the question, by the way.
What is the most important aspect today?
Change you want to say now. Yeah, change you want to say going forward now. Ab ho gaya.
No, what Boman is saying is absolutely right. It is writing, definitely. Because there is pointless when you have a bad script. No matter what it is, nobody... it's like if you have a script that is not very good, a director can improve it and make it better. But if a script that is absolutely not happening, no matter how big a director it is, you really can't save it. Can't do anything about it.
But so you give an ordinary director a great script, believe me, he'll make a great film.
He'll make it. Yeah.
True.
And an actor can act his backside off, कुछ होने वाला खराब स्क्रिप्ट में.
Very important.
जब तक आपका performance kick in हो जाएगा, तब तक I've lost interest.
Yeah.
That's what the OTT taught us.
But OTT, there's only one drawback which I feel is the fact that what Boman said, for me, it's a drawback from a point of view that you need to get people engaged immediately. You know what I mean? You know what? A good script sometimes has to grow. You introduce people, you introduce the atmosphere, you show the world, and then you grow, and then you get into a story and all that. But in OTT, in the first 5 minutes, instantly it's like a bomb blasting. You got
I don't agree, Arshad. I don't agree.
Don't think so?
You can have a lyrical movie and you can still get people engaged. You can still get people engaged. You can.
You can, but I see most of the
classes. You also come for the classes.
Done.
Arshad, let's enroll for this. But since this was an unscripted show, which amongst the 10 you actually felt, I mean, I know you can't give out everything, you felt would actually crack up first?
Oh, yes. First. I thought Cyrus would.
Yeah, even I thought Cyrus will crack up first.
Purely because he is generally smiling for no rhyme or reason. He's always smiling. Whenever he's doing his work, he's hosting a show, and he's always got a smirk on his face. The other one who I was worried about was Grover. Sunil has a smiley face. He has got a face that is it's like he's designed that way. His
sitting face is a smile.
Yeah, so that is the problem. So
Yeah.
these are the guys one was worried about.
And I know comedy and making people laugh is the toughest thing. Personally, for the two of you, has it also been the most toughest genre that you both have like worked on, or is it comes naturally to you?
I think if you don't know comedy, it's very difficult. But if you know comedy, it's great fun to do it.
I
So
have
how
a,
does one?
I
Yeah,
have
yes,
another
sir.
take on it. I don't stress myself about making people laugh on screen.
That you don't have to do.
I don't stress. If they laugh, they laugh. If they don't, as long as they're following the story. As long as the character is saying something. If they laugh, they laugh. In
Yeah, you
life,
have to
it's
just
different.
basically, you got to just do your role, just play the character. It comes normal. It comes, you put too much of effort, then it's not working.
But are you like in tune with the millennial slang? LOL, like for me, LOL is laugh out loud. And then I was like last one laughing. Are you like cool with the millennial slang, or do you really feel they need another dictionary?
I'm not too keen. It's everything is so confusing. Like many a times I get just letters written on my message and I'm wondering, what does this mean? Please decode.
Which is the weirdest one that you came across and were like, what?
I can't. I don't even remember because they're just words. Like it happened with my daughter. So I send her a message, which is like a couple of lines. She sends me 3 letters. I'm like, what is this? And then she explains that is actually one couple of words. I'm like, okay, why can't you just write it?
You have to join Boman's first classes.
I don't have a problem with it, Pooja. I mean,
You are the OG, as they say. The OG.
No, I'm not. Unlike Arshad, I have a young and sprightly heart. So
He's desperately trying to be a child.
Yeah. But I'll tell you something. I do have a problem when people write letters, which unfortunately nobody writes a letter anymore.
Yeah.
But in messaging, if that's the idiom, that's the idiom. If somebody does this, that sends me that emoji, I get it. And that's fine. Because when we were young, we had a lot of slang happening, and our older generation would be saying, what the hell are you saying? But they must have had their own version of their slang. So there will always be some, this is modern slang. Emoji and BYOB and TYOT or whatever that is. I've got no problem with it. But when you write a letter, I think it's important to express yourself with words, not emojis. That's the only thing. So otherwise we'll get lost somewhere. Cavemen painted on walls. It's all right. And in any case, Arshad's letters would be better off with emojis since his letter writing is. I think so. Really.
What did you have for breakfast, you sick man? What did
I love you.
Anyway, thank you so much for making my day. In these times, I'm looking forward to your show.
Pooja, you also enjoyed Boman humiliating me throughout the day. You enjoyed it, didn't you?
Pooja,
I face this every day with my brother, so it's like I feel for you.
There you go. I'm your younger brother. There you go.
Thank you so much, both of you.
My salams to your parents.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And you both take care. Trying times, but how has it been for the two of you this 1 year? It's been very, very tough for everybody.
It's been tough. Let's not.
Yeah. It's every time you get out of the house, it's a fright. But you just got to try and be as safe as possible.
Cool. Thank you very much. Take care and be safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, dear.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.